Give me a minute to get Instagram doing its thing and we'll jump in. We've got cool stuff today, very cool stuff today. So I'm quite excited about that. There we go. Got it. All right. Good morning. Did I turn? Yes, I did turn on my comments. Yay. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance for this fine Wednesday. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well and give you something to think about and talk about. And I don't know as though I've ever used this resource before on a YEMIG, which is pretty interesting given that I've been at this, 13 years? A long time. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Joanil. Good morning, Barb. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you are here. So this feels very relevant to all of us. I was doing some reading on some, I don't even remember which astrologist it was, but about July and how pregnant July is with amazing energy, including the 20th, which I believe there are going to be 4 major planets, the ones that are, excuse me, big and slow and go around very slowly, all aligned, all aligned. So that's going to be interesting, quite interesting. But what set off today's stuff was being awakened so rudely at 4:30 this morning by crows or ravens. I don't know which, but incredibly loud. I'm used to being awakened by my little songbirds just singing away as it gets to be dawn. No, this was this cacophony of noise like, okay, lady, wake up. We got stuff to talk about. And it went on and on and on. And I'm wondering what my poor neighbors are thinking, especially the poor guy who works nights and comes rolling in about 3:30. And here it is an hour later and they're going nuts. And what was really interesting about it is mentally when I thought, okay, I will look this up in my pocket guide to spirit animals book when I get up, the noise stopped and it didn't return. And then the songbirds started in. And I don't think I've ever, I mean, I can't even guess how many crows there were. There had to be at least a dozen because it was loud. They certainly got my attention. So hopefully they're going to get your attention as I read both the crow and the raven parts of Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals by Stephen D. Farmer. And we have seen his other stuff in the card deck, but this is the book. This is the book. So I just wanted to look those up and see what they had to tell us. And I think you're going to A, like what you hear, and B, notice how it fits in with the themes that have been appearing recently. So let's start with breath and with tapping. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Welcome to whomever else has joined us. Glad you're here. One more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just settling into right here, right now, ready to receive this information and decide what kind of fit it has for you. So, Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals, understanding messages from your animal spirit guides. The thing I've been taught is whenever you see an animal doing something unusual, pay attention. Pay attention. So this cacophony of noise that's never been there before, we'll see if it ever repeats again. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you are here. Caught my attention. Definitely caught my attention. There was one, this was many years ago, but I was driving along this country road and I saw this flash of white off to the side of me, and I'm like, what is that? It was an eagle sitting on a deer carcass. And rather than flying off as I drove very slowly past, it turned and looked at me, like right in my eyes, and just followed me as I went. And I'm like, okay, that's not normal. So then I looked up eagle and went from there. But let's see what crow and raven have to tell us today, shall we? So here's the picture for the crow. Interesting. What's on the other side? Deer. So we're just talking about that too. Crow. See also raven. I love there's cross references in here too. You're on the verge of manifesting something you've been working toward for a while. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you are here. We're doing the Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals today, crow and raven. Be very watchful over the next couple of days for any clear signs or omens that will guide you and teach you. So pay attention. If something grabs your attention, pay attention to it. Don't just fluff it off. Notice. Expect a big change very soon. Take a breath there. Let it go. How does that sit with you? How does that sit with you? Expect a big change very soon. And Beth, did I say hello to you? I'm not sure I did. Hopefully I did. All of a sudden I'm looking, and as the names are rolling, I see the thumb at the very top, and I'm like, that's Beth. Here's another thing that I think is an interesting portal in. Portal in. You've noticed something that's out of balance or an injustice that hasn't been addressed. So think about that right now. What are you seeing as injustices? I caught one this morning. I was just going through emails very quickly because I had a little bit of extra time. And one particular headline jumped out at me, and I'm like, ooh. So that ooh needs to catch my attention as well. You've noticed something that's out of balance or an injustice that hasn't been addressed. Here's the other part. And it's important to speak up about it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to jump on your soapbox and orate. It may mean you just mention it, or someone else mentions it, and you actually reply and offer your opinion. Doesn't have to be a big, hairy deal, but noted. Noted. You are about to get a glimpse into some future event that affects you directly. And that's kind of the nature of crow and raven. It's this mystical, magical sort of a thing. That shows up less in the reading for crow than it does in the reading for raven. But let's go to that one then. And there's raven. How do you know the difference between a crow and a raven? There are several ways to tell the difference, but the main one is just the size of the bird. Ravens are significantly bigger than crows. So raven, see also crow. Surprise, surprise, right? Magic is in the air, and something special is about to happen. Pay attention to dreams and visions, especially colorful and powerful ones, as these are indicative of prophecy. Again, there's that magical component to this. In any undertaking or in any relationship, be very clear about what your intentions are, because whatever they are, that's what will manifest. What are your intentions? Really look at those. You're gradually shape-shifting to a more confident, powerful, and spiritually based you who will continue to emerge the more you let go of your old self. So again, we're shedding the skin of our old self at this point and stepping into a new being. And there is that pause in the middle where it's very fertile ground, but we have no idea exactly what's going to come up. So we just tend that fertile ground. That's what we're meant to be doing right now. And obviously, from both of these, observing. What do you notice? So, one of the things that I noticed is out of the blue, I got a call from my financial planner saying, it's time for your annual review. And I'm like, I could have sworn that was usually autumn, but I'm not very good with that kind of timeline stuff. So today, since I'm going to be in Green Bay anyway, meeting with someone, I'm going to pop into his office afterwards and see what he has on the docket. What does he need to tell me? What is appropriate for now, right? When we have upheaval and all the other things. Here's another one, and this fits with what I just said. You'll observe an increasing number of synchronistic events over the next few days. So just notice these, appreciate them, and don't try to figure them out. Remember, we had that card recently. Good morning, Mary. Glad you are here. Welcome. That card recently where it was about just being in nature and observing, not trying to name it or figure it out, but just being present with it. Here's more guidance of that same ilk. Just be present as things are unfolding. You don't have to figure it all out. Even if it's uncomfortable and you want to force figuring it out, don't do it. Don't do it. Just be present. Just notice. Just allow. I went out to dinner last night with a friend that I haven't seen in quite some time, and we yacked for 3 hours. But it was very good to catch up on what was happening in her world and what was happening in my world and feel the alignment in how we approach things and where we're at. I love those friendships where you can step back in as if time hasn't really passed. So, those are our readings for today. Crow and Raven, on the verge of manifesting something, be watchful for signs, expect a big change soon. When you notice something that's out of balance, speak up. You might get a glimpse into a future event. Magic is in the air. Pay attention to dreams and visions. Let's see. Be clear about your intentions. And you are shifting from the old self to the new self. And there's likely to be some pause in between those two. And pay attention to synchronicities. What shows up that, oh, yeah, there it is again, the same message. So that is our Wednesday reading. Hope you all found that helpful. Just soak it up, just allow. Maybe talk it over with somebody so that it's more in your mindset moving forward. But have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. And remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.